that Governor Biden got 15,000 votes in Florida, 18,000 votes in California in the primaries there, more than could have been gotten in 2 elections for mayor of Wasilla, Alaska, from Sarah Palin. We're talking about the vote totals of Wasilla, Alaska. We'll be right back. Mayor Giuliani will be the next speaker on Mr. McCain's behalf, and our coverage of the Republican convention continues after this.
Good evening.
Could this party be put back together again, and would John McCain
introduced Governor Palin last night, who spoke on her behalf in the afternoon yesterday, Governor Lingle of Hawaii, now on the floor of the convention center with our own Andrea Mitchell. Andrea.
Thanks so much. Governor Lingle, you know her so well. You had lunch with her today as part of the Republican governors. What is the biggest challenge that your friend and colleague, Sarah Palin, is going to face now that she's the candidate?
I think it's getting up to speed on the national security and foreign policy issues. She's obviously extremely knowledgeable in the broad range of domestic issues that governors deal with, such as health care, education, energy, the environment, economic development. She can go toe-to-toe with anybody. But I think it's obvious that she will need to get up to speed. Now, the good thing is she has as much foreign policy experience as their presidential candidate. So I don't think it'll be a huge problem for her. She's a quick study. And fortunately, we have John McCain on the ticket as well, at the top of the ticket.
But of course, Barack Obama is on the Foreign Relations Committee. He's traveled abroad. He's been vetted for 20 months, gone through 22 or more debates. So how quickly does she need to get up to speed, and how is she going to handle the challenge of subjecting herself to interviews and to the foreign policy debate, the debate in general to come with Joe Biden?
Well, as you know, as you followed Obama's campaign, he had some real gaffes on foreign affairs as he was going through his own campaign. And that's because in his entire time in the Senate, he spent 2 years campaigning for president. As you know, Senator McCain goaded him into making that foreign trip, going back to Iraq. Otherwise, he wasn't planning to do that. So I think, again, you have to concede that she's been operating at a state level. She does need to get up to speed, but their presidential candidate really has no experience in foreign affairs.
Now, you have similar backgrounds. You have more years of service, though. You were the mayor of Maui for 8 years, now governor for 6 years. Before that, you were an elected official as well. You're a Republican with a Democratic legislature. You've managed to get things through. You also support choice. So you disagree with her on some of the social issues.
Well, I think what you're going to see is that Sarah Palin is going to attract people whether they line up with her on every issue or not. In fact, I had a great voicemail from home today from a well-known person in the state who's known as a feminist, pro-choice. She said, I want you to know, Governor, that the ladies at the gym this morning are so outraged at the kinds of questioning that Sarah Palin's getting on 2 aspects. Number one, they're asking her, how can you be a mother of 5 children and be vice president? And she said, we said the same way we do. We do our jobs and we care for our families. They're also very upset about raising the experience issue with a woman that has so much more experience than their presidential candidate. Obama has never been the CEO of anything, neither has Biden. Sarah Palin has been the governor for almost 2 years, a good governor with an 80% approval rating. She's been a mayor of a small town, and when you're a mayor, you can't hide. You're personally responsible for your decisions. So women, I think, across the country, whether they're pro-choice or pro-life, I think they're going to want to see a woman because they know one thing, Andrea. When Obama failed to put Hillary on the ticket, he created a situation where it may have taken 8 years for a woman to reach this level. And if it's not Sarah Palin, it will likely be 8 years before women of America have another chance to be in this sort of a leadership position. And I think because of that, she's going to pull a lot of them over.
Thanks so much, Governor Linda Lingle. And so you can hear the narrative that's coming out of here, Keith. They are clearly targeting women voters, the voters that have been critical in so many elections, and Republican governors stick together.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Thank you, Governor. I'd love to, the Governor or anybody else repeating those talking points, to give us the names of those news organizations that have actually questioned whether or not mothers have a right to sit in office. But we haven't heard that list yet. By the way, this in from the Obama campaign, that number we gave you before, about $8 million raised since the governor of Alaska gave her speech last night, Ms. Palin. And the number now, according to the Obama campaign, is $10 million raised since that. So galvanizing the base on both ends of the stick, Chris.
Well, I have to agree. I sit here waiting for that list of major news organizations who have questioned her motherhood or her right to become vice president given her motherhood. I don't think it ever has happened, but of course it's become the talking point for all the spokesmen, especially the governor of Hawaii there.